Welcome to the Win Streaks preview and prediction of all 32 NFL teams for the upcoming 2017 season. Over the next few weeks, I will be covering all 32 teams, so please subscribe on YouTube or the podcast platform you're listening on so you don't miss an episode. My name is Corey Foister. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at Corey Foister. Follow the show on social media. That is Twitter at Winstreak News, Facebook.com/TheWinStreak, TheWinStreak.com. Leave a review and subscribe on the podcast platform you're listening on. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, that is Soaring Jets Production. If you're listening on YouTube right now, drop me a comment below. Contact us at either soaringjetsproductions@gmail.com or thewinstreak.com/contact. Join our fantasy football league. You can find out more information about that on our official Facebook page or thewinstreak.com. Top 10 Super Bowl matchup we want to see is now live, so please check that out as well on the podcast platform that you listen to. We do a weekly sports wrap-up show: football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer. Me and my co-host, Brandon Myers, we have a blast. It's a pretty, I hope, hilarious show. Definitely interesting. There's never a dull moment, so please check that out as well. But today I am doing the 2017 Arizona Cardinals preview and prediction. This is Arizona's 98th season in the NFL, 30th in Arizona, and 12th at University of Phoenix Stadium. This is the 5th season under head coach Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians, of course, coached the Indianapolis Colts there for half of a season while Chuck Pagano underwent cancer treatment. Arizona Cardinals will play one game in London this season against the Rams. They sadly got lucky and got the draw. To me, if you listen to any of the other podcasts, I completely hate London games. Cardinals went 7-8-1 in 2016, good for second in the AFC West. General manager is Steve Keim, and Bill Bidwill, is the owner of the Arizona Cardinals. 3 Pro Bowlers in 2016, that is wide receiver Larry Fitzgerald, running back David Johnson, who's, I believe, probably if not the best running back in the NFL right now, and cornerback Patrick Peterson. Put nicely, 2016 was a disappointment for the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals had Super Bowl aspirations, but would start 1-3, and Carson Palmer's injury killed any hopes of a Super Bowl pretty quickly. The Cardinals would tie with the Seattle Seahawks at home. The Cardinals were this was the first time that the Arizona Cardinals tied since the 1986 season. Cardinals won 4 home games and 3 road games. The Cardinals were founded as the Morgan Athletic Club in 1898 and are the oldest continuously ran professional football team. 2 league championships, 1925 and 1947, 1 Super Bowl appearance in 2008, 1 conference championship also in 2008, 7 division championships, 3 in the NFC West, last one being 2015, 10 playoff appearances overall. The Cardinals hold the longest active championship drought of North American sports at 68 consecutive seasons after the Chicago Cubs won the World Series in 2016. That is an honor that no team wants to have. Forbes ranks the Arizona Cardinals as the 23rd most valuable franchise in the NFL. My franchise what if for the Arizona Cardinals I have 2 of them. What if Peyton Manning would have picked the Arizona Cardinals over the Denver Broncos a few seasons ago? You could possibly, I would have say that probably Peyton Manning would have took the Arizona Cardinals to the playoff, definitely to the playoff, but possibly to a Super Bowl, at the very least a NFC championship. He is one of he would have been one of the few. I think the only one I can think of off the top of my head is maybe Kurt Warner to take two teams to take a AFC team and an NFC team to the Super Bowl, and that would have been cool feat for Peyton Manning to pull off, but we'll never know because sadly he picked the Denver Broncos if you are a Cardinals fan. What if the Cardinals had drafted Adrian Peterson fifth overall instead of tackle Levi Brown in 2007? Peterson with Larry Fitzgerald would have been an explosive offense. Cardinals' 2009 Super Bowl appearance could have ended differently had Peterson been in the backfield. Definitely two big franchises. What if, in my opinion, I've been doing them for every team. Peyton Manning and Adrian Peterson, I say both are definitely game changers, and possibly the Arizona Cardinals wouldn't be the record holder right now for the longest drought of North American sports. Had one of these guys, or even both of them, just imagine Adrian Peterson and Peyton Manning on the same team with Larry Fitzgerald. That would be really scary. 2017 outlook for the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals roster is stacked with talent at key positions. Larry Fitzgerald is still a great wide receiver. David Johnson has become one of the league's best running backs, but there's major questions about Carson Palmer. Can he stay healthy? Can he still perform at a high level? It, time is running out for some of Arizona's aging core. 2017 is likely the best chance this group has before the window closes. The Seattle Seahawks, sadly, however, continue to be the clear owners of the NFC West. Cardinals, the only team that can prevent the Seahawks from winning yet another NFC West crown. Best positive change for me, changing kickers seemed like such a minor move, but Chandler Casero struggles last season, really hurt the team in a lot of games. He missed kicks, some big key kicks against the New England Patriots week 1 and against the Seahawks in week 7, costing Arizona 2 victories. Their new kicker, Dawson, however, is 42. He's one of only 3 guys in the NFL that's over the age of 40, Tom Brady being the other guy, and I think another kicker, a punter. I believe the punter for the Colts is the third guy, so there's not a lot of 40-year-olds in the NFL, and likely isn't much of a reliable kicker, but I still say it's an upgrade. It's just crazy that they went from an awful kicker to now one of the oldest kicker in the NFL. So congratulations, Arizona Cardinals, on that. But even with that said, I still think that Dawson's going to be a better kicker, but I would not rely too heavily on a 42-year-old to win you games in tight situations. Biggest negative change for me is losing 2 key defensive starters in Calais Campbell and Tony Jefferson. They both leave Arizona with massive production holes to fill. Cardinals likely won't be able to replace these guys. Bruce Arians' job is safe unless his health gives him problems yet again. He has a history of health problems. Arians could see ownership wanting him gone if with Carson Palmer if their uh, playoff window is completely out of the window, completely gone, and they want a complete rebuild instead of rebuilding with Adrian or Bruce Arians again. But it is highly unlikely that this will happen. This is probably Carson Palmer's final season, but I say they'll keep Bruce Arians with the Arizona Cardinals. Going to need Carson Palmer to return to peak form, though, if they expect to make it back to the playoff, especially if you are going to leapfrog over the Seattle Seahawks and win the NFC West. Preseason schedule, Cowboys Hall of Fame game. Of course, that already took place. The Raiders home, Bears home, and then at Atlanta to play the Falcons, and at Denver to play the Denver Broncos. Moving on to regular season schedule, the Cardinals regular season game by game prediction. The Arizona Cardinals have two primetime games this season. The Dallas Cowboys on Monday Night Football and the Seahawks on Thursday Night Football. The Cardinals are hosting both games. Like always, worst case, best case scenario, September 10th, you open up at Detroit. I say worst case, best case, you lose to the Detroit Lions. I'll just highlight right from the start. I just don't believe that Carson Palmer is going to be 100% back himself. I think he can be almost at peak form, but I'm just not buying that he's going to be at peak form. Uh, September 17th at Indianapolis. Worst case, you lose that game, but best case, I can see you beating the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts have a lot of questions at quarterback themselves. How long is Andrew Luck, I should say, is going to be out? That question, who knows? We might not know for a while. As I record this on October 14th, there's huge question marks about who's going to be the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. September 25th, home for the Dallas Cowboys. I say worst case, best case, you lose this game. Yes, Ezekiel Elliott is out. I think that there's going to be a sophomore slump with Dak Prescott, but I just don't buy that the Cowboys are going to go to Arizona and lose. But I could see out of all these games, I could definitely see myself being wrong about the Cowboys, because the Cowboys could be a disaster this year. Their offseason was a complete disaster. So you look in as you go into October, you are 0-3 or at best 1-2. October 1st, you play the 49ers at home. Best case, worst case, you beat the 49ers. October 8th at Philadelphia to play the Eagles. Worst case, you lose that game. Best case, I think you can beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Philadelphia. October 15th, Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home. I don't see you beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm big on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I just don't see it happening. October 22nd, home for the Los Angeles Rams. Worst case scenario, you lose this game, but best case scenario, you should beat the Los Angeles Rams. I'm not a big fan of golf. Then you have your bye week going into November. At worst, you are 1-6. At best, you are 4-3. November 5th at San Francisco. I say that's a win either way. I like what the 49ers did with the head coach position and the general manager position. I think they're on their way up. I like what they did in the draft, but this season is going to be ugly for the San Francisco 49ers, which is good news for Cardinal fans. November 9th, Seahawks. Worst case scenario, you lose this game, but I can actually see you beating the Seattle Seahawks in Arizona. November 19th at Houston. Worst case, best case, I don't see you beating the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans went 7-1 at home last year. That defense is scary. They're hard to beat in Houston. I just don't see it happening. November 26th, Jaguars. You'll beat the Jaguars. I'm not buying the Jaguars. I think Bortles is at best a mild quarterback. I just don't think he's ever going to be a good quarterback. So you enter December at worst 3-8, at best 7-4. December 3rd, Rams, that's a win. December 10th, home for the Tennessee Titans. Worst case, you lose this game, but I can actually see you beating the Tennessee Titans in Arizona. I believe the Titans are going to be a really good team this year. December 17th at Washington to play the Redskins. Worst case, best case, I can see you beating the Washington Redskins. December 24th, home for the Giants. I think you lose to the New York Giants. I think the New York Giants are probably going to be looking to either win that division or get a wild card, and I just don't think that the Arizona Cardinals will be able to beat the Giants. I think if Carson Palmer has another rough year, then he's probably out by this point. And then you finish the season December 31st at Seattle. That is a loss in my books. So you look at it, best case scenario 10-6, worst case scenario 5-11. My final prediction is 7-9. The NFC West outside of the Seahawks is really light. The 49ers, that should be 2 wins right there. At worst, you should just split with the Los Angeles Rams, but I could easily see the Arizona Cardinals going 4-0 against the 49ers and the Rams, but Seahawks, that's going to be 2 tough games right there. At Detroit to play the Lions, they were a playoff team last year, and you got to expect they'll be back. The Colts, it really depends on if Luck is playing, how that offensive line looked for the Colts. Cowboys, Ezekiel Elliott, if he appeals the suspension, he could possibly maybe be back by week 3. Who knows exactly? At Philadelphia to play the Eagles, that'd be kind of tough. Buccaneers, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think are going to take a big step forward. The Houston Texans are going to be another rough game also. And the Titans as well. The Giants, the Redskins, those are question marks. But it's going to be a pretty rough schedule for the Arizona Cardinals playing the NFC East. Those are none of those teams are jokes. None of these teams are easy wins. Their Arizona Cardinals are going to have to battle to win these games. And like I said, the Bucks. But you look at it again, the Colts could be possibly without Andrew Luck. That would represent a good chance at a win. The Rams, the 49ers, the Jaguars, and like I said, there's no other team really out there that really jumps out at me. So I say that the Arizona Cardinals are going to go 7-9. This might be Larry Fitzgerald's last season as a Arizona Cardinal, and I really think, regardless, it is Carson Palmer's final year as a Arizona Cardinal and as a player in general. I think Carson Palmer is going to wrap things up. Once again, my name is Corey Foister. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Corey Foister. Follow the show on social media, Twitter at Winstreak News, Facebook.com/TheWinstreak, TheWinstreak.com. Leave a review and subscribe on the podcast platform you're listening on. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is Soaring Jets Production. Contact us at soaringjetsproductions@gmail.com or thewinstreak.com/contact. Join our fantasy football league. You can find out more information about that on our Facebook page. Top 10 Super Bowl matchups we want to see. And also check out the Win Streak weekly wrap-up show. My co-host Brandon Myers and me, we talk football, baseball, basketball, hockey, soccer. We just have a great time. It's a lot of fun, and we'd love to hear from you. Send us a message, questions, anything, and we'll read it on air. We have a blast, and I just want to apologize for slurring and messing up stuff at times, getting scatterbrained because I've only had 4 hours of sleep. I've been up for about 15 hours and never podcast when you've been up for 15 hours because it does not work. But that was my prediction for the Arizona Cardinals. Once again, check out all 32 NFL teams I am doing. They're on YouTube, they're on iTunes, they're on Stitcher, they're all over the place. So please check them out. And please follow me on Twitter at Corey Foister and at the Winstreak News, I should say. But until next time, keep winning, everybody. I'm going to bed.